Here's my last question that I'll ask, which is, there seems to be another big distinction, probably the most fascinating that I didn't have time to explore, which is the difference in logic between, I think what is called the Tetralemma versus Aristotle's logic. So famously, Aristotle's logic, this is the first thing you learn in any logic class, is the rule of the excluded middle, right? It's either a proposition A or not A. But Indian logic allows A, not A and not A, neither A nor not A. Help us make sense, from a Western perspective, help us make sense of the last two possibilities.
So I don't know that Indian logic does this. I think that Buddhist logic has this, and not, like, for example, the Nyaya system of logic, I don't think admits this tetralemma. But I think the most useful interpretation of the tetralemma that I have come across is due to Bimal Matilal, who understood it in terms of illocutionary denial. So his idea was that really the tetralemma amounts to my saying, I do not assert A, I do not assert not A, I do not assert A and not A, I do not assert neither A nor not A.
Right.
But this then fits with the Buddha's idea that I should avoid questions that tend not to edification. I should not pronounce on theoretical matters that do not bear on nirvana.
But what's interesting is that they felt the need to say, I'm not going to speak on the latter two, which implies that those are things that potentially people would want to...
could.
The surprising part, right?
Because
otherwise, why not continue?
So we do have, I mean, you do have in the Advaita Vedanta tradition the sort of move to deny duality, which takes the form of not this, not that, you know. And so it's. I suppose I spoke too quickly when I said, you know, I'm not sure it's true of all Indian logic. So maybe we can ascribe parts of this non-Aristotelian logic to the Advaita Vedanta also. So their way of getting at non-duality seems to be to engage in pairs of negations or pairs of affirmations that seem to violate the law of excluded middle. I think that's right. And then I was thinking, well, then the Buddhists are saying, I'm not going to pronounce on that.
Yes, I see. The fact that they say, I'm not going to pronounce on that, implies that an earlier school was trying to pronounce on that. And they were pronouncing on that not to build a system, but to make a point, right? It's almost pedagogical.